Good evening, folks. So yeah, with the last video, now that I got that out of my system, it's just like, you know, what is the platforms and stuff going to be? Well, we're really going to take a look at, I'm actually going to really take a look at a page from my video game there that I'm making. In that, and yeah, ideas come from everywhere. It's the economic pegging the value of your currency to the periodic table of elements and what you actually physically have close. Some of the old shit at least had some merit, like tying shit to the price of gold. And yeah, that's 1,000-year-old concept. Well, 2,800-year-old concept, somewhere around that point, if not longer. But we have a lot more. And yeah, we do this with the stock market and this and that. No, I'm actually saying, instead of saying fiat currencies are based on debt and trust, who the fuck trusts anybody in the 21st century with the fucking shit show of the world? We got dystopian cyberpunk barreling down on us and fucking beating us in the street with the fucking police vests on, looking like tactical officers. Fucking LARPers. And then we got a climate crisis happening at the end of this century barreling down at us. The Himalayas are going to lose 95% of their water. Feedback loops for those river systems. You're going to start feeling the effects of those loops collapsing in about 5 to 7 years, noticeable. I mean, India's already building dams up in the Himalayas because they know what's going on. They're living off of borrowed time. And what are we going to do? This is the largest humanitarian disaster that's ever going to happen. Ever. It's like on the fucking scale of having the dinosaurs get wiped out and shit, eh? How many fucking dinosaurs were there? Well, there's going to be 2.3 billion people going to have a fight for survival at the end of this century because they're going to have a daily fight for water. What the fuck are we going to do? I got to point out, we have enough fresh water in Lake Superior to triage that for a little while. Until we, figure shit out. But, fat chance of having that discussion even broached in North America right now. So what are we just going to plan for China and India to fucking die off at the end of the century? I got to point out that's only 74 years away. We're in the second quarter of the 21st century. And we're acting like it's the fucking Cold War. Like it's still fucking 1994 or some bullshit. The wall must come down. Yeah, well, the fucking wall's been down for how many fucking decades now? And you still got the same fucking political actors in power and shit like that in some cases? And this is the future. It literally is the fucking future, man. You don't cough, you don't get off. So, back to our economic system. Well, why don't we tie that to the reserves that we had for gallium and what else? Fucking any of the critical minerals for national defense and stuff? Yukon Metals. That $22 million contract that Donald Trump and the Pentagon have? So Yukon Metals out of, fucking Vancouver has got a tract of land up in Yukon that just so happens to be so critical to the Pentagon's makeup for their defense that might actually be a pretext for war for them. Like, you're all worried about fucking water, this. Yeah, we got to worry about that. And shit. You're not paying attention. Like, you're so distracted. Does it, who's like, Anyways, back to the economic system. We have a periodic table of elements. We have finite reserves of those elements. That is what the value of your dollar should be pegged to. Not infinite debt loop and trust. That sounds like it was fucking invented by somebody smoking weed in the 60s. And like ditch weed, not like good weed. I don't know, I smoke weed, but I think tying your fucking... Maybe it was just too much acid back then. I don't really do acid, never really did. Tried it once, I think. Didn't like it. I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. I can go into this deeper tomorrow after my joint, but yeah. Why don't we have an economic system that's tied to the fucking periodic table of elements instead of infinite debt loops and trust? Or no, let's go the other way. Let's go Bitcoin. I like, the original intention for Bitcoin was to get around the law. It was meant for human trafficking and drugs. And you greedy, incompetent spider monkeys, I made it, what, $100,000? What's it now, $60,000? Oh shit, did Trump say something? Maybe it crashed to 50. Like, it's got no intrinsic value because it's meant for trafficking humans and dealing drugs. Get your shit in order, man. Anyways, whatever. I propose that the economic system that we have, the value of the Canadian dollar, should be tied to the periodic table of elements and the reserves of critical minerals or critical reserves of those elements that we can verify to an international community. And they do the same. That's it.